Hi, this is Simeon Chien, and today I'm going to talk about how I use my Pro Tools for some of my songs. Now, today in the session, what I've done here is I've made a Pro Tools mix and mastered version of one of my songs from my seventh solo album, which is called The Whole World, and it was done in 2018. Now, this song's called Dragon Fire. It's very loud because it's a heavy rock song, and I was using a lot of distortions on guitar and bass at very high gain levels, so bear in mind it is quite loud. So what I've done here is that I've gone and opened this session and then went into that. Then, as you can see here, what I've done is that I've added my tracks. So I've got 8 audio tracks, plus an auxiliary track for reverb, and an overall master track. So now if I hop over to my console here, what you'll see I've done is that I've gone about inserting plugins such as equalizers. So I'll let you see what the equalizer looks like. So it should look something like that, where you can adjust your low frequencies, your mid frequencies, and your high frequencies. Now, normally for the guitars, anything with guitars, I normally adjust the high frequencies by boosting that and cutting the low frequencies, because I quite like it in terms of that set with where the guitars have higher frequencies. Same thing's done with the acoustic guitar here, look. And then on the bass as well, I do the complete opposite of boosting the low frequencies, and then I think that's okay. Yeah, boosting the low frequencies and then cutting the high frequencies on that, so we get a good sound on that. And then both low and high frequencies are boosted on the drums and vocals, with the mid frequencies being cut down. And then I've also got some compressors. Now, on the compressor, you can reduce the amount of dynamics on your sounds using your knee ratio, attack time and release time settings, and also your threshold. So your attack time will control how much of the fast signals you can get out of it, whereas the release time is the opposite of the low signals in the amount of time. And reverbs, I've adjusted the mix at 40%, so it's not too wet and muddy. This is normally set on my vocals, because normally vocal tracks will have these digital effects. They can also have delay effects, but I normally prefer reverbs on them. And the same thing's applied on the auxiliary track, because this is where the signals all go into any digital processor. And I've done the same here on my master track. I've also got an EQ and a compressor. Now, these typically this EQ has mainly been well known on Pro Tools. This is the EQ3 7-band equalizer. It's been around on Pro Tools for quite a while. And then if I show you the compressor, this is the Dyna 3 compressor limiter, which has been around on Pro Tools for many years. But I've also got, if I just let you see here, you can also use M equalizer stereo and M compressor stereo. I've also downloaded the M Charm Verb stereo, because these are really good quality plugins that you can get for free. And down below these, I've also got my sends. So what I've done is I've set my stereo buses. Inputs and outputs are set on stereo buses in order of the channels, and then this is where they're all going into the auxiliary channel via bus 7, which is a mono bus. So what I've done is that I've sent the stereo buses of the channels on A, and then B is basically bus 17, which is the auxiliary track. So that's going to send the signals over to the reverb. so that I can get some reverb out of all these channels that are going into there. And then all the tracks are, there's specific pans. So what we have here is guitar tracks are panned left and right, so you can hear both of them going through both stereo speakers. Same thing's applied here on the keyboards, so that as I've got two keyboard tracks, you can hear all the keyboards going through there. And my bass and drums and vocals are all panned to the middle, because they're the main ones to be heard on the tracks. And these settings are set specifically so that each volume setting is at a reasonable setting, and they're set appropriately. The vocals are set loudly, because that's the main one that you want to hear. And then you've got the overall master track. Now, I play that back. You can hear that I've already done the mixing and mastering throughout all these plugins. And I'll just go back to the console. I'll just drag it to the... And you can see that this is working really well. And you can see this is the signal bus, the reverb working very well. So all my buses are working very well. They're all being sent to one another from the all the outputs of the channels. So so as you can hear, that's all the outputs of the channels are going into the outputs of the reverb, the auxiliary reverb. So basically that's there's a wide variety of techniques done here between subtractive EQ. I haven't done multi-bus compression because I don't have enough stereo buses for each auxiliary track for the vocals. And but there's another technique that I've also done, and what I've done here is that I've gone into this box here, and I've gone from waveform into volume. So for instance, with the guitar tracks, what I've done is that I've adjusted the volume up, as you can see here. So that means that the dynamic range is being raised at specific settings at specific bits of the song. So this is where the intro it comes in. Then I've set the solo at a higher dynamic range, and then at the outro, this is where the guitar starts soloing again. So again, I've set that higher so you can hear it really well. I've also done the same thing on the vocals as well. You'll see here. I'll go down to here. Yeah, on vocals, I've adjusted it at higher settings so that you can hear the vocals really well. I've also adjusted my bass setting, because the whole time my bass has been on overdrive throughout the song, and this is it back on the clean sound after I kick off my overdrive pedal. And down here is the fade out on the master track. So if I go here, so you hear this fade out. So this is a track fading out. I'll go back to my mixer and watch my master fader going down. And the good thing about fading out is this will reduce the duration, so it's not too long. And it's also going to cut out any unwanted background noise that may have occurred in the end. Now, what I was talking about earlier. So you can hear my guitar through this. And then if I go to the solo, again you can really hear that guitar in the mix. And then if I go to where my vocals come in, this is where you'll really hear my vocals coming in. If I mute this vocal, listen how I've got the reverb on. A storm is raging with gas and fire. So you can hear how that's got a really nice warmth to this. And then if I... So you can hear the reverb on the auxiliary channel if I do that. So these are techniques that you can also use in terms of dynamics. So that's pretty much it overall, and if you want to save your project, you go into your bounce mix section, and then you can use your title. You can put in your title here, put in the type of sound card that you want to run it through. You also want it to leave, and then for streaming platforms, I happen to use 32-bit in bit depth and 192 kilohertz in sample rate, and then just simply hit bounce, and then it'll create your WAV file, and obviously you want to save that on a portable hard drive, because if you save it on your computer desktop, it's going to take up a lot more space. Thank you for listening, and I'll hopefully come back for more. Hope you enjoyed it.